In August 1963, Patrick Kennedy, the third and youngest child of President John F. and Jacqueline Kennedy, was delivered prematurely at 34 and a half weeks. He weighed 4 pounds, 10 ounces. Patrick lived only 39 hours, dying from a condition called hyaline membrane disease, or HMD. Patrick didn't have lungs that were developed enough to survive, even that late in pregnancy. In the 1960s, even a preterm baby with access to the best medical care in the world, like the son of the President of the United States, was at risk. A lot has changed since then. I am a pediatrician who has cared for infants born prematurely for more than 30 years. I have seen firsthand the remarkable medical advances in care and treatment of both unborn and prematurely born children. Advances in medicine usually parallel advances in technology. When Roe v. Wade and its companion case, Doe v. Bolton, were handed down by the Supreme Court on January 22, 1973, computers were primitive and in very limited use, primarily by the government and large universities. Basic computers were the size of small buildings. Most high school and college students used something called a slide rule to solve complicated math problems. There were no handheld calculators. Cell phones didn't exist, and video chat was something you were familiar with only by watching a television cartoon show called The Jetsons. And of course, there was no internet. In the mid-1960s, a baby born at around 2.5 pounds, which is the average weight of a preborn child at 7 months, had a survival rate of only 5%. That's right. The mortality rate was 95%. Infants born at 28 weeks were considered pre-viable. This data about the very low survival rate of preterm infants was the best information available at the time of Roe v. Wade. Since then, a revolution has occurred in technology as well as neonatal medicine. Beginning in 1978, medical studies showed that there had been a significant decline in mortality among low birth weight infants. By the 1980s, ultrasound technology became even more sophisticated with improved image quality. Computer networking technologies allowed analysis of data quickly and completely. Computers also connected doctors with other doctors and gave treating physicians access to important studies at the click of a button. In 1986, 3D ultrasound technology captured three-dimensional images of a fetus for the first time. These ultrasound improvements continued into the 1990s with the adoption of 4D or real-time capabilities. This helped doctors better diagnose and treat conditions that used to be fatal. Consequently, infant mortality from prematurity and low birth weight continued to fall dramatically. By 1989, babies of 26 to 29 weeks and low birth weight now had a 70% chance of surviving if they had access to neonatal intensive care, no longer the 5% survival that the Supreme Court was aware of in 1973. I witnessed this miracle in person when I was a pediatrics resident in 1988 at Loyola University Medical Center near Chicago. A drug called surfactant was used in a study with great success. It was a game changer for the smallest infants. Infants treated with surfactant did not need intubation or the ventilator to breathe after they received this medication. Surfactant likely would have saved baby Patrick Kennedy's life. In the 1990s, the successful treatment of infants with gestational ages of 23 to 25 weeks, about 5 months old, was made possible by improved management of the care of premature children. These advancements included new technologies for maintaining body temperature, precision micromanagement of fluid and nutrition, and continued improvement in infant ventilator technology. Also, by the 1990s, the Internet provided doctors and medical researchers virtually universal access to information that was interactive and up-to-date. Hospitals, even in remote areas, could access this information, making it possible for babies treated at smaller local medical centers to receive better care. The smallest surviving baby now was born at 21 weeks, 1 day gestation. And there is more good news. Fetal surgery can be performed on unborn babies as early as 18 weeks, allowing doctors to correct congenital deformities and other problems in utero. The assumptions about the unborn made by the Supreme Court in 1973 are no longer valid. When all the technological and medical advances are considered, our nation's laws that impact legal protection of the unborn child are wildly out of date. Courts and state and federal legislatures today have much new information to consider. As citizens, let's make them aware of this new data and pray that they have the courage to acknowledge it and reevaluate the legal status of the unborn child. I'm Dr. Mary Keene-Kirchhoff, a neurodevelopmental pediatrician for EDIFY.